Our message to Congress is that it is time for all 50 states to legalize same-sex marriage.
The definition of marriage would just be two people who love each other who get to spend their lives together.
People in the government should not be able to control marriage.
We're all equal.
I don't see why people have a problem with gay marriage.
Gay marriage is good because it is a free country.
It's not a question of gender sexuality. True love transcends all that.
The right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment in religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition, playing God. Oh nah, here we go. America the brave still fears what we don't know, and God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase.
It was not hard for us to find people of all ages and genders who can agree on the legalization of same-sex marriage. Although 18 states have legalized gay marriage, there is still more work to be done.
This summer, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that marriage equality is indeed constitutional in the states that approve it. But our work is not done yet, because when I pledge allegiance to the flag, I pledge allegiance to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have divided our nation, 1/3 with equality and 2/3 with people who hunger for equality but do not have it. Our work is not done, but I am optimistic.
We had the pleasure to sit down with Dr. Ruiz, an LGBT advocate, and asked him to answer a few questions.
The complexion of your pigment, the same fight that led people.
That there's no difference between gender, sexual preference, race, so that the statue that you see of justice being blind, well, it is indeed.
It's been poisoned when everyone else is more comfortable remaining voiceless.
Yes, they should. I don't think that there should be a difference whether it be a man or a woman if it is a committed couple that have agreed to spend their lives together, and they're together in a home, in a family, and a couple is a family unit regardless of who you decide is in it. That should be up to the couple and not necessarily to anybody else. I think what drives the opposition is not knowing. Just not knowing and not realizing that in a lot of respects a heterosexual marriage and a marriage between two people of the same sex, in terms of a commitment and an emotional bond, there's not that much of a difference. And that should not make a difference in terms of, legal benefits. Call it what it is at face value. It still is a marriage. I think some of the opposition is cultural, historical, and just based on a lack of knowledge.
My love, she keeps me warm.
I'll tell you a story that, in today's, climate, especially because marriage is now legalized in New Jersey, but not legalized in Pennsylvania. My partner and I have been together for 6 years. We're in the process of applying for a mortgage for a property that we want to buy in New Jersey. I already have a home in Pennsylvania listed as my primary residence, and we live together. He's trying to buy the property in Jersey with me jointly, and because we are not a married couple, we had to provide additional documentation on the details of our relationship, and they also, not directly but indirectly, have asked, well, why aren't we married then in the state of New Jersey if that's where we want to buy this property? And my response is, well, my primary residence and where I work and where I spend most of my time is here in Pennsylvania, which doesn't recognize same-sex marriages. So how can I be married in one state and not be married in the other? So until it's recognized by both states, we're in this situation where Jersey would like us to be married because it helps their paperwork, but Pennsylvania won't.
We asked 60 high school students to sign a document agreeing with our statement to Congress that all 50 states should legalize same-sex marriage. Even with all of the social pressure that high schoolers put on each other, we could not find one person reluctant to sign our petition.
I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League, a preconceived idea of what it all meant, but those
Love is love.
Love is love.
right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment in religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition, playing God. Oh nah, here we go. America the brave still fears what we don't know. And God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know.
And I can't change